Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Trader Summit. With me today, I have Dick Matthews from Pardus FX. How are you, Richard? Good to see you.
I'm pretty good, raring to go. Exciting week in prospect.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this week. I mean, we've got a couple central banks that are meeting. One of
Yeah,
your favorite central banks are meeting. We've
yeah.
got stocks that continue to push higher as we start the month of August.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you make of all of this noise?
Well, and the two most important things are that the English ladies won a football championship yesterday, and the English football season kicks off on this weekend. So that's to a lot of us is a major import
I was, you
of the
know
week.
what, I totally watched the match, and I actually had to put it on pause, and then I stayed off the internet so I could watch the very last of that Euro Cup, the last few
Yeah,
minutes, and I watched the English ladies win, and I was like, man, that is cool. What a huge win for them.
yeah. So I'm really pleased, and well done to them, and well done for taking your top off and running around with your top off after you scored a goal. Fantastic, just like the men
I
do.
did see that. I'm like, oh, she's still
Yeah.
got another
Anyway,
shirt on.
moving rapidly on. Talking of, I can't say talking in tits. Talking of interesting days. Thursday, Bank of England. So, what are they going to do? I think they've boxed themselves into a corner. I think that they've got to move by 50 basis points, which is their biggest single move for 27 years upwards. They keep going on that they're going to act forcefully on inflation. If they don't act forcefully, then you could really see the pound come under pressure. I think there's also a little bit of pressure on the governor of the Bank of England, not only from the likes of me and some of my cohorts have been pretty damning about him, but I think politically as well from Sunak and Truss with the Conservative Party race going on in the background, he's going to want to show his mettle. So I think you're going to see 50 basis points. Two things on it: what the vote on the committee is like. I think you'd probably see a 6-3 or a 7-2, so pretty conclusive. But split much more than that, you could see the pound sell off. I actually think you probably see the pound sell anyway. So there's so much in the market. If they do 25 basis points, you could see it really crumble. 50, it might pop up and then sell. And then we're back to the States for non-farm payrolls on Friday. What do you reckon there?
So well, I think it's important, but I want to ask you, like, is this the month of July? Is this the month that we actually start to see the employment data weaken? What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I know it's, people are going to be watching this about midweek, so a couple of days before the jobs report, but how do you feel? I mean, do you think I think the U.S. economy is actually still quite strong. And I personally think that the jobs report is not going to be a huge disappointment, but that's my own view. How about you?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, actually. I think that you're going to see what's something like 225, 250, something like that. I think is the number they're talking about. I get the feeling the market's still pretty strong there. As I was saying last week, I think that we're so still suffering from the hangover of COVID in figures that everything is so distorted. It's really, really hard to read. And, there's jobs around. I think there's 2 vacancies for every person looking for a job. And I think there's a lot of mislocation of workers that, there might be people in Nevada, but the jobs are in, Buffalo or somewhere. And I think there's a problem with that and it's distorting it. I think you'll see an okay number. And I think the Fed's still going to tighten quite a lot more.
Okay, well, let me ask you about the recent development as we're speaking. You've got Nancy Pelosi from the United States visiting China. What is this? What should we make out of it in your view? I mean, is this something serious that, as a global citizen, you got to start being worried about the tensions that are going to build between, the U.S. and China over Taiwan, or is it just kind of do you think the market's going to brush it under the rug until something more serious happens? What are your thoughts?
I'd like to know what her position is. I know that she's an ace trader, as they say. Has she loaded up with some puts? I think it will blow over. I would be at all surprised if something really off the wall happens, that she lands, gets tested for COVID, fails the test, can't leave the plane they have to leave, which way everyone saves face. No, it's not an original thought. A friend Michael Bryan came up with that idea, but yeah, it could be something like that. China playing quite hard ball on it, aren't they, at the moment? But
They are.
I don't know. I mean, I just can't see them really provoking the Third World War over something like that.
Yeah,
I do
well,
think that,
it's a China property as far as they are concerned.
yeah,
So
yeah. I do
just
think
like
they'll go in and take it back eventually after what happened in Afghanistan. I think that strengthened Putin. I think the West has been pretty strong on Putin, but not as strong as they could be. And I think that Taiwan's there for when China wants to take it. But I don't think they'll do it.
well, I guess one would have to argue that if you're China and you're gonna take back your territory, this might be the administration to act on that, and that's I think maybe the risk that we're facing. Going back to the sterling really quick. You talked about wanting to sell rallies in the cable from last week. Here we are, a week later, the cable is trading a little bit higher. Are there any levels that you're looking at post Bank of England that you're going to look to sell into in the sterling?
I just give me 1 second. I've got 122.35 in my head, and I don't know why I have that number there. I think that you're going to have the classic buy the rumor, sell the facts. And I think up around that sort of levels that, I think that people look to start getting a bit short. Actually, sorry, what am I talking about? 123.50, not 122.50. If it can get up that high, I'm not sure it can rally that much. The interesting one is against the euro because, which is the worst currency? Dreadful thing to say. That's the real hard call.
Well, the euro sterling is trading back below the 200-day moving average and nearing the yearly lows. Not too far off. I mean, we're maybe about, I don't know, what is it, about like a full cent off of the lows.
Yeah.
That is another tricky one, and you it sounds like you're undecided whether to buy the euro or the sterling.
Yeah, the only reason I buy the euro is I'm going to France with my wife at the end of August, and I know how she likes to spend money when we're in the south of France, so that should support the euro. But all joking aside, it's a really tough call, isn't it, between the two currencies? I think that the euro is still very vulnerable to Putin and gas, and he's playing a bit of a blinder there. I think it will hit Germany, and Germany bouncing around on a recession. I wouldn't like to call it. I think that they're both, pretty difficult currencies to buy.
All right. Well, any strong views in the FX market before I let you go for the week?
I actually think that I'd be back buying a little bit of dollars now. I think just on this risk sentiment, maybe people will build up this thing about Pelosi a little bit more. It's quiet markets. August, a lot of traders are away. It's a good story. Put it that way. You might see risk sentiment turn a little bit. S&P's been a little bit twitchy, hasn't it?
It has been. What would be your best instrument to express a dollar bullish view against?
Sterling.
All right. Well, we're going to continue to pound on the table that it's short sterling and try to sell 123.50 rally following the Bank of England. And that sounds good to you, right?
Yeah. Pound the pound.
Pound the pound. All right. Well, Dick, I want to thank you for spending your time with us on this Monday, helping us prepare for the week ahead. And you have a great trading week over there at Pardus FX, and we'll talk to you in the next week.
Fantastic. Have a good week now.
You too. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Hey traders, Blake Morrow here. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the bell notifications so you do not miss any of our market-related trading analysis from some of the leading industry experts. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next video.